Welcome back to the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network as the Chatham Cougars visiting the Franciscan Barons today. We're at the half, and we're joined now by Chatham head coach David Saur. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Good to be with you, Randy.
And Coach, a recent milestone just a week ago, Chatham picking up a 61-41 win over Teal. In that game, it marked your 56th career coaching win, which means that you're now the program's all-time winningest head coach. What does that accomplishment mean to you in knowing how far the program has come and where it's headed?
Without a doubt, and I think for me, it's just the hard work that's been put in by especially our players first and foremost, and the sacrifices they've made to help this program become successful really quickly, starting 5 years ago, and the buy-in and kind of the culture and tradition that we've built that obviously is going to carry us for the next five. And it really exciting, and obviously to do it against Teal, the alma mater, just kind of worked out that way. It was pretty special as well. Former mentor Tim Loomis there and what have you. But it was really special day, and really excited for the future of the program.
And the future is bright. This is a Chatham team that's unique, does not have a single upperclassman, 8 freshmen, 7 sophomores composing the roster. Who has stepped up in the early going as maybe some of the team leaders with all of those young players?
Definitely. And I think it's been a unique year in terms of the word to use, leader. I think it's been a lot of leadership by example. And I think, starting the year up through Christmas, I think Ariel Bruner came out of the gates hot and really, you could tell she put a lot of work in this summer, and, leading us in scoring and assists, steals, doing all the big time things that it takes for us to win games. And then really, I think since the holiday break, you've really had Ashley Loudon, first-year player transfer. Emily Durkee's run the show all year and is really kind of getting her groove back. And Zelly Rodriguez, another sophomore, has made a major jump. And again, leading by example. And we've had a tough stretch of games these last 2 weeks, 3 games in a week, 2 weeks in a row. And those guys have really competed every day, whether it's practice or game. And we've needed that leadership by example for the young group and the freshmen that we have in the rotation.
And looking at some players, Emily Durkee, who you mentioned out of that group, she's been impressive as the team's point guard, appeared in 24 games last year as a freshman. So one of your more experienced players with the ability to score and distribute. How important is Durkee to what the team does?
Emily runs the show, and she is the heartbeat of our program. She also one of the most selfless human beings you'll ever meet, and that rubs off, and that kind of sets a tone for everybody else. And she kind of took it upon herself to kind of transition to being more of a distributor, especially the first half of the year, and getting everybody involved and running the offense, leading by example defensively, and knowing her assignment, and just being really, really sharp every single day. And it's been big for us, and it's really allowed a lot of the other players, whether it be Bruner, Rodriguez, Chenault, Laucus, to really kind of be themselves and kind of grow in their individual roles because of Emily's selflessness and ability to distribute the ball and get everybody involved.
And Ariel Bruner, another one of your more experienced players. She was one of the first ones you spoke about in terms of leadership. A player out of Bishop Guilfoyle, very good program there, where she led her team to a couple of District 6 titles. What does Bruner add to the team?
She's a competitor, and wants to win every step of the way, and what she can do just from an athleticism standpoint and competitiveness standpoint is hard to match in our league. And with her, I think she's still in the tops, and steals and assists and field goal percentage. She just competes every single day, and she's kind of been the head of the snake, so to speak, of our defense, especially our presses. And has really helped turn a lot of things from the defensive end into easier things on the offensive side because of her efforts and competitiveness level on the defensive end.
Sophomore Zelly Rodriguez, she appeared in 24 games off the bench last year, has really stepped up into a starter's role this year. What kind of progression has she shown from last year to this year?
It's been huge. And I think just Zelly realizing how good she really is. I'll be the first to admit, I knew it as soon as she walked on campus in the first practice. how talented she is, and everybody that's watched us play and follows the team always says just how much they love watching her play. And you can tell she plays older than she is with her IQ and skill level. But I think Zelly, honestly, it's been really since we came back from Christmas. Zelly's been a woman on a mission and just really just asserting herself consistently at both ends of the floor every single time out. Whether it be a back-to-back game, whether it be a practice coming off a tough game, she just is now competing at a really high level, which has turned into quality production every single night out, and you can really count on her. And it's been huge for us because she is a high-level player at both ends of the floor, and it's really helped us kind of push through some tough stretches here after the break.
And Rodriguez, one of 4 players on the roster with over 20 three-pointers. Not surprisingly, the Cougars lead the PAC in three-pointers made. Why has your team been so good on the perimeter?
They're very talented, Rand. No secrets. They know how to shoot the ball. They've been doing it since they were young. We make a concerted effort, especially at our guard position, to recruit players that can shoot the ball and have a willingness and a confidence to do it. And it's really shown through, whether it be Rodriguez, Durkee, Bruner's really worked on her 3-point game and has made some big time shots. Scheibel's a freshman, Chenault a freshman. It's been a fun group because you really keep yourself in games when you can really shoot the ball. And it's been fun seeing the progression of the group really taking a big step in terms of the outside shooting.
Yeah, I can recall maybe a handful of years back when you set the program record for most three-pointers in a game at W&J. So 3-point shooting and excelling at that is nothing new for Chatham, just continuing the trend with this year's group. And transfers Ashley Loudon from Bluefield State, Samantha Hardy from Misericordia, 2 of the team sharpshooters as well. How have they been able to find a groove so quickly in joining Chatham on the perimeter?
Absolutely. I'll start with Hardy. We recruited Sam out of high school. She's actually from a town in Maryland where I'm from. We recruited her during the COVID year, ended up going to Misericordia and things worked out after her freshman year that she ended up back here with us. And, she's another one. She's a perfectionist. She's a competitor. And she's got some God-given abilities just with her length and athleticism and even skill level. She can put it on the floor as a forward and get to the basket. Really high-level player and somebody that's just starting to scratch the surface of her potential. And then Ashley, I describe her as kind of the BCS quarterback, the Stetson Bennett of Georgia, just, underrated, underappreciated, but an ultra competitor. And she really, if you look at the Waynesburg game, you look at the Westminster game, just competes at a super high level every single possession, has some tough plays, turns the ball over every now and then, but isn't afraid to take the big shot. Isn't afraid to get scrappy and tough on the defensive end and mix it up. And I think the big key as well, she sets the tone outside of practice, outside of games. She lives in the gym. And there's not a time really you walk by and she's not in the facility getting shots or extra weight room time. I mean, just competing every single day. And it's really rubbed off, and it's been something we've needed to kind of continue to grow as the season progressed.
And with so many players that can shoot the three, you have a great freshman post in Alyssa Lacus from Norwin High School, one of the team's top scorers and leading rebounder as well. How athletic and versatile is Lacus?
She's unbelievable. I mean, she came, and I give a lot of credit to the Norwin coaching staff, high school staff. I think arguably, some of the best coaches in our area, boys or girls high school basketball. She came in ready. And the unique thing with Alyssa, and people don't really realize it to where she is right this minute, she was our third forward off the floor starting the year. So she's literally earned every single minute she's gotten. And I, to her credit, she had an ankle injury late in the preseason as the regular season was starting. They kind of knocked her out for a few days. That set her back. But she's the ultimate teammate. There's never a negative word out of her mouth. She's super positive, even when things aren't going well for her, and just has a relentless energy. And I think she could literally, I think she eventually will, by the time she's done, she could play 40 minutes in a game, and her impact and the sustained competitiveness level and her production doesn't change. And that's really unique. That's obviously a God-given thing there. But she's been a huge piece to the puzzle at both ends of the floor for us. You know, she's not the tallest forward in the world. She's got good length. But she has to battle every night with the biggest players on the other end of the floor and has to lead us in rebounding, but still ends up running the floor like a deer the other end and getting run out layups after getting a rebound and outletting it to a guard. She's done a heck of a job. And for a freshman to be as productive and efficient as she has, it's why she's in the conversation for freshman of the year this year.
And you mentioned the Norwin coaching staff. Shout out to Coach Brzezinski, one of the good guys, most definitely in the WPIAL. Over the years, Chatham has been knocking on the door of being one of the top teams in the PAC, but hasn't been able to quite get past the PAC quarterfinals. What does Chatham need to do to make a PAC Final Four appearance this year and beyond?
Absolutely. I think, number one, like everybody else, stay healthy. But continue the path they're on. And I think, we've had won some big games, with Westminster, lost to Tightwin at Grove City. They've proven to themselves, I think now, especially our very young players, freshmen, we can beat anybody. And I think that's half the battle with a young group and learning how to win and learning how to win close games. And we've done that on the road, at home. So I think continue to compete and continue to, as we've talked about, live in the present, live in the moment, and do the best job we can, whether it's practice or, this game today with Franciscan, playing the best we possibly can 1 minute at a time. And we'll have a chance to be there in the end.
That's David Saur, head coach of the Chatham Cougars. Coach, again, congratulations on the recent milestone, becoming the program's winningest head coach, and good luck to you and the team the rest of the way.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it.
We'll have more coming up in just a moment here on the PAC Sports Network.